primarily because the Temple Mount is a place under very high political tension.
We actually attempted to come here before, but each time our entry was denied. You see, this place has 12 non-sealed gates, but most of them allow only Muslims to enter. Non-Muslim visitors can only enter through one gate. It is called Bab al-Magharbi, or in English, the Gate of the Moors. And what makes things even more difficult is that we can enter this gate only on certain days, in certain hours, for a very limited time and under very strict rules, which is believed to have been built on top of the same rock where Abraham was told to sacrifice his son Isaac, and the rock upon which it is believed the Ark of the Covenant once stood as well. Time of David, it was just a mound upon which it is believed Solomon built the first temple. And at the time, the platform was not large, but with years it had undergone numerous expansions, with the largest of them being done by King Herod in the 1st century BC, as he erected giant walls around the mound and filled them with earth. And as a result, a giant flat platform was formed.
That is because originally it was not built as a mosque, it was built as a shrine to the foundation stone of the temple. The stone which is located at the center of this building. In fact, even the Supreme Muslim Council, led by the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, published a guide to the Temple Mount in 1924 in which they write that its identity with the site of Solomon's temple is beyond dispute. And they even continue to say that this is where David built an altar unto the Lord and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. The foundation stone upon which it is believed Abraham was sent to sacrifice his son Isaac, and where David built an altar, could also be the same stone upon which the Ark of the Covenant once stood. For example, in 1951, when the floor was replaced at the Dome of the Rock, archaeologists recorded remains of ancient walls that are believed to date to the Second Temple period, and possibly be the remains of the base of the temple walls.
It's also worthy to mention that under this rock there is a cave called Well of the Souls, where Muslim worshippers may enter to pray. Not much is known about the origins of the cave due to the strict no excavation rules. However, in 2015, when the carpets were replaced, the floor of the cave was documented on camera for the first time in human history. The images sent shockwaves around the world as people started speculating what these peculiar designs might be. Some even suggesting that this could be a clue to the location of the lost Ark of the Covenant, a theory that was born due to the discovery made by Hermite Peyrotti in the 19th century. He wrote that there is an additional cave underneath the Well of the Souls, and he said that he was able to reach this cave through a secret tunnel.
In the 70s, Leon Rietmeyer was given access to spend a whole week inside the gate. During this week, he documented the interior surfaces and was able to see two monolithic gate posts that seem to date to the First Temple period. These gate posts lie perfectly in line with the Iron Age masonry of the Eastern Wall. And this First Temple masonry can still be seen from the outside of the walls today for anybody who passes by. If all this indeed checks out, then today's Eastern Gate is built right on top of the original First Temple gate called the Shushan Gate, the same gate that would have been reserved only for the high priest and those who aided him taking out the scapegoat on the Day of Atonement. In 1927, a major earthquake shook the region, taking down the rooftop of the Al-Aqsa Mosque. To prevent future collapse, the Waqf decided to strengthen the foundations by digging up the floors around the supporting columns. And when they lifted the floors, a British archaeologist, Robert Hamilton, was on site to document the work in case they found something underneath. And to no surprise, so many things were found that Hamilton wrote a 336-page report in which he documents ancient structures, marble floors, underground passages, and so much more. But one of the most incredible findings was a mosaic that lies underneath the Al-Aqsa Mosque floor. This mosaic did not get much attention until a prominent Israeli archaeologist, Tzachi Dvira, noticed it is almost identical in pattern to the mosaic found in the Church of Nativity. And even though some say the early Muslims used to mimic the Byzantine style, this mosaic stretched to the outside of the original mosque. If so, then there was an earlier building under the Al-Aqsa, possibly a Byzantine church. And even more intriguing is that when Dvir was looking through the archives, he noticed that one of the staircases they dug out has a divider. A divider which is very similar to the one a Jewish ritual bath would have, a mikveh.
But if that's not enough to pique one's interest, here's the cherry on top. During the renovations, the wooden support beams were removed. These support beams were then taken to be tested using carbon dating method and dendrochronological dating, a very precise method for dating trees. The results were nothing short of astonishing. The beams are cypress trees and cedars of Lebanon, and some of the beams dated to the Second Temple period, the time of Jesus, while a few of the beams dated to the First Temple period, the time of David and Solomon. That's right, cedar of Lebanon and cypress trees dating to the First and the Second Temple periods.
Of the mountains of data that had been collected over the past 100 years. Things like Herodian-style ceiling that's found in a double gate, a Greek graffiti on the ancient beams, an ancient stab that is still visible peeking out of the modern construction, and over 150 cavities and wells under the ground, secret passages under the mountain, the trumpeting stone found in the corner of the temple with Hebrew inscription, 2 warning inscriptions that surround the inner court of the temple with a Greek inscription warning pagan visitors not to proceed under penalty of death, 50 Jewish ritual baths excavated by the entrance to the Temple Mount, or the hundreds of thousands of artifacts excavated by the Temple Mount Sifting Project in the soil that was taken just outside of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, artifacts that date all the way back to the Second and the First Temple periods.
Yes. Yeah.
Hi everyone, we really hope that you enjoyed this video.
And before we wrap up, we wanted to give you a couple of resources that were absolutely instrumental to the making of this video. The first one is this Carta guidebook. If you want to learn more about the Temple Mount, this is the book to have. It's incredible. And also the Temple Mount Sifting Project. These guys have been sifting the Temple Mount soil for 20 years and they have a lot of incredible information. So make sure to check both links below in the description of this video.
So thank you all for watching and God bless you.